Hello everyone, it's your boy Minato here, and today we're actually going to be taking a look here at the redstone and purple stone. Essentially in this video I'm going to be advising on what I feel like are the better units to actually pick up with these red and purple stones. There's a lot to cover here, so honestly, let's just hop right into it. So regarding how to get the redstone, you get the redstone from logging into the game just during the celebration in general. Redstone 14 just for free. There's units to get completely for free regarding the redstone. Now regarding the purple stone, you need to buy these cell packs right here, about $45 a pop. Could be more expensive depending on your area, or less expensive if you're playing the global version, for example. Now, in order, you can get up to 3 purple stones, and based on the purple stones you're using, or the amount of purple stones you're using, you can get different packs. There's different packs for 1 purple stone, 2, and 3 in total. Again, if you want to get the, where there's 3 in total, you have to buy all 3 packs. Now, I will always say, I would recommend to people to not spend on these gacha games. They're designed to drain the money out of you. Me personally, I only spent on gacha games because one, it's just stuff that I could afford to do, if that makes sense. And secondly, especially now, I kind of always did content on this game and always wanted to do content on the game, which is a big reason why I personally also did continue to spend money on this game, and why I probably will continue to. I want to make awesome content for you guys. I want to make sure we get these new LRs, all these new units. But if you're just a normal person, I would not recommend to spend on the money or any money on this game. It's almost predatory in a sense, but that's a whole other topic. If you want to buy these purple stones, again, in the end, what your monetary choices are completely up to you. And if you want to, like, hey, I want to get some purple stones, we'll go ahead and take a look at those options right here. So firstly, I'm going to be reviewing the redstone, actually, since the redstone is more basically something that everyone's going to get, and I'm sure most people would rather see what kind of stuff is available for the redstone over the purple stone. I'm actually going to go in the Baba shop, and I'm going to take a look at each unit basically and kind of explain in a not too long detail about what I think about the unit and if they're worth grabbing with your red stones right here. So in the end, I will say it is completely up to your box. So like, for example, if you have Super Gogeta Rainbow, but you need 1 copy of this guy and this is the only guy you need to Rainbow, feel free to go ahead and grab him. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk into it. So Esther Gogeta is a pretty solid option for the redstone, I'd say. He's definitely aged for sure, more so defensively. I think offensively he can still put up decent numbers, because again, he is a super effective against all types unit. He has great links, he's on a nice amount of categories. Overall, not a bad option to choose, but I wouldn't say one of the great options to choose. Honestly, Super Saiyan 3 Goku at this point has aged. He's not really that great anymore. Tech Cell, I feel like, has aged. He's not that great anymore, but you have to keep in mind that there's 3 perfect cells that we have in the game. It's this guy, it's the IT one, and then it's the STR one. This guy is kind of comparable to the STR one, I'd say, depending on like the orbs you give him, and he's probably one of the better partners for INT LR cell. So that's something you can keep in mind about this guy specifically. If you really like the INT LR cell unit, and maybe you don't have this guy rainbowed, or you even don't have him in general, I wouldn't say it's like one of the worst options on this list. It's just that you have to keep in mind this guy has definitely aged. Just numbers in general, old these units are just old. Tech Ultimate, in Ultimate Gohan, not Tech 1. This guy is actually pretty bad at this point. He's just not great. Post EZA, like, he auto supers and stuff, but his defense, he only gets like 40% defense when supering. He doesn't really hit that hard anymore. This is just old. I would not recommend grabbing into Ultimate Gohan, especially since we have STR Ultimate Gohan. He's probably upcoming at an EZA soon, so especially after that guy releases, you're not going to use this guy. Even if you do use him, which most people probably don't use this guy. He's just old and bad. No. This guy's pretty bad. Maybe if you just don't have a legendary Super Saiyan Broly and you want an AoE unit, sure, but no. He struggles to reach like a 2 million attacks that would like support and everything on his teams. He's not that great. Obviously, no. We're getting a brand new LR full power Frieza, and then we have the existing STR full power Frieza. Both are better than this guy. Definitely not. I would say this Tech Beerus is actually one of the better option for these older units. I would say he's... The reason why is because, like, we have physical Beerus is something you have to consider as well. But, you know, if you don't have physical Beerus for some reason, which he's been featured on these, like, anniversary and banners and stuff like that. Like, wasn't he on the 5th anniversary UI Goku banner? That's something to consider, but I think mostly the important thing is his rage mode. If you're able to get this guy's rage mode off, he's actually able to stun the enemy, and he's able to go into that rage mode twice. So, that's something you can consider in terms of this guy. He's not really that great of a unit, though. Now, Janemba is a really good pick even nowadays. This guy has aged incredibly, in my opinion. It's mostly because of the guard. The guard ability is just so stupid. Like, it's guard with, like... So, like, if we look at Janemba, if you look at my Janemba, he's, like, rainbowed. He has very high defensive stats because, obviously, he has an A rank... No, he has an S rank potential system. Which, you know, you don't see those terms pop up often, but he gets 7,000 to each stat, while as a normal int unit, like let's say Int Meta Cooler would get 5,000 each stat. So it's a huge difference. So his defense is almost reaching 12k. He has 70% at the start of turn. He has links like Big Bad Bosses, I believe Metamorphosis as well, stuff like that, where he gets a lot of defense from his links. So this Janemba is still pretty good in difficult content to this day. Again, it's mostly because of that guard ability, and he can also dodge as well, so there's a lot of things to go with him. I'll say his damage is pretty solid. It's not the greatest damage anymore, obviously. Again, he did easy a while back, but he's still pretty relevant, especially since, you know, we do have STR Janemba, but they kind of fulfill almost the same role in a sense. I would say STR Janemba is better, but you could run these guys on the same team anyway, since like the Janemba type builds work pretty well together. And, you know, just in general, like Kuroda Body and Mind is a type of team that doesn't have too many options. So yeah, I think this guy's a pretty good choice for your red stone. Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta also, I feel like he's not talked about enough. This guy is just like, he's great for the God event. He's great for Super Battle Road. More so suited for Super Battle Road because he does have a 50% chance to stun. But he has, I believe, what, 10 turns with 80% damage reduction is pretty huge. He's on a couple of category teams, not really the greatest amount, but he helps like smaller teams like Vegeta, well not smaller, but like weaker teams like Vegeta Family, Worthy Rivals, Super Saiyan 3, things like that. That is very helpful for him. He's also on, is there a crossover? Is this the crossover category? I believe so, right? Yeah, he's on crossover as well. He's on Gifted Warriors. There's a lot of teams this guy could be using and help him on, and help you specifically as a player, because this guy just does not take damage at all, and he's like never featured on banners. Like at least like for example, Janemba was featured on the, you know, Tech Janemba banner that happened, I believe, for New Year's for JP, and I believe like during the middle of the year for Global. But this guy's like never featured on banners like ever, so he's a pretty good option to pick. Physical Kid Boo's age, he's bad. And then we're getting to these unfeatured banner units. I do not recommend honestly grabbing any of these guys. Like looking at it, Incel's solid, but not really that great. Everyone else here I'm skipping over is pretty bad nowadays, honestly. I would say Toppo, God of Destruction Toppo is not the worst option to pick, I guess. Because once he's ace, he gives one key 40% to everyone. He's still pretty good for like Universe 11. He's a solid option for Universe Survival Saga, Special Pose, you know, even Realm of God still, you know, like Space Traveling Warriors. He's a pretty good unit even now. The only issue is that, again, he's aging, so he's getting a little squishy at this point, but he's still a very good pick. Dispo, I would not recommend picking Dispo. Toppo is just like better than Dispo, honestly. It's like not even close, unfortunate for Dispo. This guy could be useful for like the Worthy Rivals stage of like the category mission for what's called the Legendary Vegeta event, the one that came out recently in JP. But again, he's unfeatured. I wouldn't recommend grabbing him. I don't think he's like as relevant like as Toppo for his teams, for example. Metacooler is a solid support type unit, but again, he's on every banner again. The Combat High units have aged pretty mad at this point. They're not that good. I would say Kel and Caulifla are still pretty solid. I think they're actually kind of underrated or unspoken about. This Kale is really good. She get triple super with like 2.3 mil attack stats each. She has like 60% damage reduction. The only thing is that she's very limited to Super Battle Road and Slash kind of the God event, because her passive only lasts for 6 turns. So that's the only unfortunate thing with KO. Khalifa is not like that, but you know, Khalifa has to get some super attacks first before she's really good. But these two are really very strong units once they easy A and you're able to get them easy A. Same with these guys. I feel like these guys are not talked about enough. I think they're on like a similar level to the KO and Khalifa units. I would say Vegeta's slightly better, because like Vegeta could be used like for example, the Space Traveling Warriors mission for the GT Legendary Goku event is something people may struggle with, especially if they don't have like their own Bojack, for example. It could be some trouble, and this guy is a stacker unit, so he's definitely helpful there. I think we're gonna get like a new Kalkin Goku though, sooner rather than later, either from the Saiyan Saga, or even like what if the Part 2 LR for the celebration is like a Kalkin times 20 Goku. Very, very possible. But I mean, these guys are good options. Of course, Elder Kai. You know, I guess if you can't use any of these units, and you don't care about Baba points, obviously, then the Elder Kai is the best way to go. But yeah, that's pretty much what I think about the red stones. Now for the purple stones, we're finished basically talking about the red stones. I would say the best options are Ingenemba, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, and God Toppo. Out of those lists of units, would be my top 3 recommendations. But yeah, we're going to talk about the purple stone now, so if you don't care, you know, that's fine. But this is for more so, obviously, for spending players. Again, if you're willing to spend the money, we'll take a look here. So there's options you can get for 3 stones per pack. Now, with the 3 stones, obviously, you get 3 units. Now, this is actually a pretty solid pack now. This physical Gohan easy editing, he's incredible now. He's a very good support type unit. Everyone knows now how good this LR Esther Broly is. He's an actual monster in difficult content. You cannot underestimate this guy. He's probably the best EZA in the game right now, in my opinion. He's like a top 5 unit worthy contender. This STR Broly is stupid. Goku Black, we don't know what his EZA details are going to be. I wouldn't recommend grabbing him at all, unless you can't use any of these units for some reason. Because this guy's like, we don't know what he's going to do when he EZAs, and you know, this Gowasu is solid, but he has aged a little. I think he's still a nicer option to run. This Trunks is not great anymore. I would say, I forgot about the Broly. I guess this Gohan's not that great anymore, but at least he has a use in a sense. This Trunks is meh. This guy could be used with like Gohan and Goten, for example. Majin Vegeta, I'm actually pretty bit disappointed in Majin Vegeta. I wouldn't recommend grabbing his pack. This Goku is pretty solid, but he's not really anything spectacular. This Int Hercule I feel like is underrated, but again, he's not running anything too spectacular. Age-O Majin Vegeta requires a very specific setup that he can't really even get right now, which is pretty bad, honestly. His base, like 150% defense, is not enough. He should have been better. I wouldn't recommend grabbing the Majin Vegeta pack, unfortunately. I do wish he was a little better, though. Trunks right here. We don't know what this physical Trunks EZA is going to be. However, you have to keep in mind, we also have these 2 Trunkses right here that EZA. Now, these Trunks EZAs are pretty absurd. They're really good. I wouldn't say absurd, but they're really, really good EZAs. And if you don't have these guys like Rainbow, and you are fine with getting them with like an extra option, and say you don't have like LR Trunks Rainbowed, this is a very good pack to choose. You know, if you have these other units already like maxed out and stuff or something. Because like this is considering you're a paid player, of course, so you're probably bound to have a lot of these units since they're very old. But yeah, I mean, this is not a bad pack, especially since Trunks. I feel like Trunks is like pre-EZA between these original 5. Trunks was probably the second best, or if not the best. This guy was probably number 1, or it's between these 2 before EZA. So this Trunks, when he EZAs, again, he's a hybrid Saiyan, obviously, so he's gonna be good no matter what, because these Dragon Ball Gacha love hybrid Saiyans, but this is not a bad pack to choose, especially if you're anticipating this Trunks EZA. I would say like honestly, it might be more worth it than this pack in terms of the overall value, because this guy, we don't know what EZA is going to be yet, but he's probably going to be better than Majin Vegeta, at least I'd hope. Gohan, no. Gohan's not worth picking up with this. These 2 are pretty meh units nowadays. This is just a no pack, honestly, just no. This is also a no pack. These 2 are pretty meh now. Bardock is actually underrated, I feel like, still, even to this day. But again, it's like, he's not that great. but he's underrated. But it's just like, he's not like, oh my god, you have to pick him with your redstone. You know, no, it's not like that at all. This Beerus right here, LR Beerus, we don't know what he's going to be exactly again. I would recommend grabbing his pack. These two are unfeatured. They're very old. I would say they're nice stackers, but they're not like really the greatest thing ever. And you know, if you hear my mouse clicking, I'm actually uploading a video on the side right here. But yeah, I would not recommend grabbing these guys whatsoever. This Beerus pack is not that great. Until Beerus gets an easy A, it's not going to really be that amazing. Unfortunately for Beerus, because he struggles a lot. He can put up pretty decent numbers nowadays, but I don't know. I would not recommend grabbing this Beerus whatsoever. At least this Beerus pack. This Goku sucks. Tapion's pretty good after easy A's. This guy's like, he puts up nice damage numbers, and his defense can be nice pre like super attack, but I wouldn't recommend this. Now this pack is like, Bojack is pretty good as long as you have STR Bojack. So if you want like some dupes in this guy, that's fine. Zonga kind of sucks, and it 13 kind of sucks, unfortunately, so I would not recommend grabbing it. These two are solid units, but this guy's like the worst LR in the game, so no. It's just no, it's not worth it at all, because the main attraction of these packs, like with the 3 stones, are your LRs. This cell is actually probably the Int LR cell's best linking partner, so if you like him, that's great, but these two are kind of meh. Like, I tried this AGL cell in like the what's the word, the legendary Vegeta unit mission for, I believe it's what's the word for the legendary Vegeta Otherworld Warriors, that category mission. Not good at all. Unfortunately, this cell did not look good near at all. He got me killed a lot of times, honestly. And this cell junior is not really that great, so I would say like this is one of the packs I don't recommend as well. This pack is actually really good. Goku and Frieza's for my opinion, I'd like Broly better, but Goku and Frieza's right next to him. Like, this Goku and Frieza is insane. He leads the best team in the game, probably even nowadays, I feel like. Reps Universe 7 is probably still the best team in the game currently. That could change with this celebration, obviously, but yeah, then this Tech 17 is not great. He's honestly kind of really bad at this point, but this Boo is like probably the best batting unit on this list. I would say even now, this Boo is still absurd to this day. It's crazy how good they made him. It's crazy that they made him better than the Tech Exchange Boo, like outside of Leader Skill and stuff. Like, as a passive, this guy's just better than Exchange Boo, which is pretty dumb, honestly, but it's good for the game, I'd say. I would not recommend grabbing these pack. This Trunks and Meyer, and well, I think it's okay pack, because this AGO Mai, EZA is really good. This AGO Trunks and Mai is really good. This is like, you know, if you want to invest into Future Saga, maybe. I think Future Saga could definitely get a huge buff from the actual 300, no, from the 7th anniversary. I expect Future to be getting a lot of buffs. I expect a Vegito Blue, personally. This Trunks and Mine could easy A maybe, but this Trunks and Mine is not the greatest right now. I would say this is a pack you should get if you're struggling with, like, Time Traveler Extreme Super Battle Road, Future Extreme Super Battle Road. I actually don't think Time Traveler has one, but Future Extreme Super Battle Road could definitely give you trouble. On JP, that stage is pretty difficult. So this is like a pack to invest into that stage if you think you're going to have troubles with it. Even if you're having troubles with it right now in JP. I would not recommend grabbing this pack. Nova's meh. Ryudo's actually going to be good once we get more GT bosses buffs, but who knows when the hell that's going to be, honestly. Baby is decent. He's aged a little. He has a great link set. He could work decently if, like, as a 6th, 7th option on the team, but again, he's not really worth it, and this pack is not worth it. Whoa! I think this pack is actually pretty solid, like the Trunks and my one. Because these two, when they're Easy 8, are really powerful. Because they got Easy 8s like within the past 2 months. And then this trio, GT Trio, is pretty good still once they're like set up properly. But yeah, I would say the best packs to pick would be Broly, Goku and Frieza. Then I guess probably like the Trunks pack maybe, in terms of value, or this one. I don't know. These are the category packs. I'm not really going to focus on these as much, you know, kind of there. Most of these guys don't have easy A's yet, so I can't really speculate on like what there is. Honestly, if you want to pick one of these category packs, from looking at it, this is easily the best pack to pick. STR Whis is stupid good, and Inuai Goku is also stupid good. Like, looking at everything else, maybe MVP 17, maybe, but this pack is easily the best. This pack could be really good once this guy gets an easy A, because this guy's easy A is going to be stupid. But again, we don't know what these guys' easy A's are going to look like, and you know, these banner units, most of them are like decent. Obviously, this is clearly the best pack in my opinion. And then the 120% leads, you know, now that they're all out, all these units are easy A'd out. I would say, you know, if you want to, I would say, like, don't pick Kid Buu, don't pick Broly. I wouldn't pick Adriel Rose. I would honestly say everyone else, though, is pretty fair game. They're all useful. It depends on your account and what you need. They're all pretty good, except for, like, these three right here. Well, Adriel Rose I still feel like is very useful. Maybe I'm underrating them. I wouldn't recommend picking these two, though. These two are pretty much unimpressed me, honestly. Unfortunately, they just don't have enough defense to match up with this meta that we're currently in. But yeah, everyone else is good. So yeah, I mean, those are the purple stones and the red stones. You know, let me know what you guys are going to pick with your own stones. Pretty long video, but, you know, I wanted to make sure I go in depth because there's a lot to talk about with these units. Thank you all for watching until the end, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.